If you've ever had people underestimate your partner, or tried to make you doubt your own happiness, then hit that like button and subscribe, because this is one of the sweetest and most unexpected revenge stories you'll ever hear. I'm 22. My husband is 32. From the moment we got together, people had opinions. Some whispered about our age difference. Some joked that I was settling down too young. And worst of all, they painted him as this boring, overly soft guy who wouldn't measure up in the long run. It got to me sometimes. You hear those voices enough, and you start wondering if they're right. But what they didn't see, what no one saw, was the way he treated me. Patient, gentle, present. And one night, that gentleness turned into the kind of revenge no insult could erase. It started with stomach cramps. Not your average, ate too much pizza cramps. No. These were sharp, twisting knots in my gut. My body was bloated, my throat tight, nausea rolling in waves. We were trying to watch a movie on the couch, but I could barely sit still. I kept shifting, curling up, pressing my palm against my belly, hoping the pressure would help. He noticed. He always notices. Asterisk. You okay, love? Asterisk, he asked, voice low and steady. I wanted to brush it off. Part of me didn't want to seem weak. But before I could, he just pulled me into his arms. What happened next? It sounds almost laughably small. He started rubbing my belly. Not in some silly, absent-minded way. No. His hand moved in slow, deliberate circles. Warm, grounding, hypnotic. At first I thought, asterisk, this won't help. Asterisk, but then, it did. The cramps didn't vanish, but they blurred, like static fading under a softer song. My body eased. My breathing slowed. Within minutes, I wasn't just resting. I was sinking. And before I knew it, I was asleep. Deep, heavy, dream-filled sleep. The kind you can't fake. I didn't wake until almost 11 the next morning. Here's the funny part. I dreamt of him. Not rubbing my stomach, but holding me closer, touching me in ways he never had before. Gentle. Protective. When I finally woke up, my clothes had shifted. My pants a little loose, my bra somehow undone. Nothing inappropriate, nothing forced, but enough to remind me of how safe, how unguarded I had felt in his arms. It hit me like a wave. This man had given me one of the best nights of rest I'd had in years. And he did it not with money, not with status, not with some grand show, but with patience and tenderness. And here's where the revenge comes in. Because for months, my so-called friends had whispered, asterisk, he's too soft. He'll bore you. He's not man enough. Asterisk. They equated love with loudness, with dominance, with being flashy. They couldn't understand that real strength doesn't need to scream. But I understood. That night, lying in his arms, I realized their words were empty. Because while they were chasing after men who belittled them, who treated love like a competition, I was sinking into the safest sleep of my life in the arms of someone who knew me better than I knew myself. The next time I saw those friends, they tried their usual digs. One smirked, asterisk. So, does Mr. Softy still rub your feet every night? Asterisk. But instead of shrinking, I smiled. No, I said, asterisk. But he does rub my belly when I'm sick, and it works better than any medicine. Asterisk. The table went quiet. One of them actually blinked, like she didn't even know how to respond. Because deep down, they didn't have that. They didn't have a partner who cared enough to notice the smallest signals, to soothe instead of dismiss. And that silence, that was the revenge. Not me yelling. Not me proving them wrong with a dramatic speech. Just living proof in my happiness that they'd been wrong all along. For the first time in months, I stopped doubting. I stopped wondering if I'd settled. I stopped worrying about their whispers. Because I finally realized they weren't mocking him. They were mocking what they couldn't have. And the belly rub? That wasn't just comfort. That was validation. That was the sweetest, most unexpected form of revenge. Showing them that love, real love, looks softer, quieter, and infinitely stronger than anything they'd imagined. The moment of justice wasn't loud. It wasn't a fight. It was subtle, poetic, almost invisible. It was the look on their faces when they realized I wasn't fazed anymore. When they saw me glowing, rested, happy. While they sat there still chasing the loud, toxic kind of strength they thought love required. And me. I felt untouchable. Not because I shouted them down, but because I didn't have to. My husband's quiet care had spoken louder than any comeback I could have crafted. So what did I learn? That revenge doesn't always mean destroying someone. Sometimes the sweetest revenge is letting them watch you live well, love deeply, and sleep peacefully in the arms of someone they'll never find. If this story made you smile, or reminded you of the quiet ways love shows up, smash that like button. Tell us in the comments. What's the softest, most unexpectedly comforting thing someone's ever done for you? And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more stories of karma, revenge, and love that will keep you hooked. Asterisk.